So a couple of years ago, I produced a video called the Property Tax Return 17 Tips You Should Know. And it's a long video. So what I want to do is produce a shorter video to help you save tax on your property tax returns. So let's go check out this one tip that I think is going to be useful for you. Other allowable property costs. Now, if you are looking at your expenses, maybe using your mobile phone and claim for mileage, put this on your dashboard. It will be great to help you clock the mileage that you're doing for your business, and you get 45 pence per mile done to offset against your property income. After the first 10,000 miles, it will go down to 25 pence per mile, but still, it's a nice tax relief. If the fact you've got food that you pay because you're traveling out and about, seeing letting agent, estate agent, make sure you keep that receipt because you can claim a certain amount against your tax liability. How many people are doing that? There's so many other costs that you can claim. Use of home furniture costs. Home furniture costs, I did this on my previous video, I didn't correct it here. What I mean by home furniture costs is not your 72 LCD TV or your Omega TV or whatever it is. You can't claim home furniture. It's to do with home office furniture. Okay, so you've got home office furniture. You can claim that on your tax return. And here we've got the residential finance costs not included. You remember what I said earlier. Mortgage interest costs will not be allowed going forward on residential properties. You can claim that mortgage interest cost for furnished holiday lets and commercial properties. We know that. You can get the tax relief on those items. But residential properties going forward, no. All of the finance costs associated with the residential costs would go into this box right here on your tax return. Now, you still get 20% tax relief on those mortgage interest costs against your residential properties. I have heard several times now people that are submitting or have submitted their tax return and left that blank because they didn't know what it really meant. And they thought that tax relief, Section 24, means you can't get any tax relief, so they just left it. Make sure that you get a spreadsheet that helps you work this tax return out. The online version of HMRC's tax return will not do that for you. If you're using an accountant, they will use commercial software and it will do all these checks for you. So you know full well that they're benefiting from software, which is not humans. Humans make mistakes, okay? That's just the way it is. Can't kick people for making mistakes. Well, you can, but it doesn't really solve anything. So ultimately, you do need to be aware that you can claim these costs. And losses brought forward. Again, this just says about FHL, but this really does apply for property income generally as well. So if you have got losses in prior year, make sure you do the brought forward balances. Again, the HMRC software for tax returns may not do this for you. In fact, it's pretty manual. So you have to enter it. And people do forget to put their losses from previous years. So remember I said earlier, whereby you've got this £15,000 worth of refurb costs. If you had £3,000 worth of profits, well, now you've got £12,000 losses to carry forward, which means you do not pay tax. But that £12,000 worth of losses needs to be put into your tax return so then any future profits can be offset against it. It is potentially like my position before, where I paid no tax at all in 8 years, simply because I was buying one property and then the next year I would at least buy one, if not two properties, and then repeat that process of allowable costs for replacement, repairs and renewals. All 100% tax allowable, all legal, and it helps you save your tax. All right, so I hope that one property tax return tip can help you save money. But what about the other tax tips, the 16 that we have mentioned in the other long video? Are you going to watch that? Well, I think that's a great idea. So there is a link in the video description box below, but I'll also be putting it just above my head right now.